She chose him, and I stepped back. Not because my love for her had faded, but because her heart no longer reached for mine. When someone's affection drifts elsewhere, you don't cling. You let go. It wasn't a dramatic, messy breakup. There were no loud arguments, no desperate pleas. We sat in the same corner of our favorite cafe, at the same worn table, holding the same mugs. But we weren't the same. I need space, she said, her voice soft, but her eyes betrayed her. It wasn't space she craved. It was distance. Distance from me, from us, from everything we had woven together. I could have probed, demanded answers. But why ask when your gut already knows? I nodded, said little, because sometimes silence speaks louder than love ever could. I left without fanfare. Just the quiet sound of my shoes on the floor of a place that no longer felt like ours. The days that followed were heavy, not calm. A suffocating quiet where your lungs ache for someone who's gone. I stopped checking my phone, avoided our old haunts, tried to mute the echo of her laughter in my mind. When friends asked if I was all right, I shrugged. Just worn out. They bought it. I almost did. But I was mourning someone still breathing, grieving a love that didn't end. It just moved on to someone else. Later, I found out it was him. The guy from her gym. The one she called just a friend. The one who made her laugh. Funny how hearts shift when someone new pays attention. I didn't resent her. I didn't even blame him. I just hated how effortlessly she moved on, while I was still gathering the shards of a future we had planned. As though it were certain. So I pushed forward slowly. I started writing my thoughts, got a new haircut, changed my habits, and mostly stopped playing the song she'd chosen for me. I told myself I wouldn't be the guy who lingers, and I tried not to, at least not openly. Then one rainy Sunday, I stepped out of a bookstore, a coffee in one hand, keys in the other, and there she was, by my car, drenched, no umbrella, her face carrying a weight I hadn't seen in months. I froze. She didn't move, didn't speak, until I unlocked the door. I was wrong, she said. 3 words that cracked the armor I'd built around myself. She looked exhausted, fragile, like sleep had been avoiding her for weeks. I stayed silent, just watching. I thought I knew what I wanted, she continued. But it wasn't him. It was never him. The rain drummed around us, filling the spaces between us as she went on. I thought leaving you would feel like freedom, but it just showed me what it's like to be utterly alone. I wanted to yell, to demand why she had come back now, after choosing someone else. Instead, I opened the car door, and we sat in the silence, thick and heavy. No radio, no heater. Just 2 people trying to remember how to exist together without breaking. She cried. I didn't. Maybe I had already spent my tears. She poured out her heart, telling me how it wasn't what she had imagined, how she missed the way I truly hurt her, how her laughter had faded, how the quiet with him wasn't warm, just hollow. She asked if we could try again. I didn't answer, because when someone walks away for someone else, and then returns with regrets, you don't just dive back in. You pause and you wonder, do I miss her, or do I miss who I was with her? And maybe, just maybe, you realize that the person she left behind isn't the same one anymore. We talked a little longer. She asked if she could reach out later. Maybe, I said, because healing isn't a door you swing open for just anyone, even if they once held the key. So, I let her go again, not out of spite, but from a place of quiet strength. Because now I understand that when love returns after someone has chosen another, it's not just about whether they've changed, it's about whether you have. And this time I had.